YouTube, what's going on? Kyle again from ePoolSupply. Today we are back with some quick fix videos for you guys on Pentair's Racer Pressure Side Pool Cleaner. This will work for both the Racer regular model as well as the Racer LS. Stay tuned as we dive right in. Alright guys, and we're back. So again, we're going to do some quick fix videos for you guys on Pentair's Racer. This will also work for the Racer LS Pressure Side Pool Cleaner. So this won't work with any kind of suction cleaner. It is specific to just Pentair's Racer. So as you guys can see, I've stripped the cleaner down here. I don't have any wheels. I've removed the bottom plate here. You got some wires dangling out. So if you guys actually want to know how I got where I am now, make sure you guys check out the link in the description because we have a full playlist tearing this thing apart from the outside in. So for today's video, I actually want to show you guys how to remove these side skid plates located by each of the rear tires. So if you guys are familiar and you guys have seen any of the previous videos, the smaller tire on this cleaner is what's actually located at the rear. So they actually sit inside the lip here on this skid plate. So it does make it a little bit more difficult to work on them if you guys actually want to keep them attached to the cleaner. So we actually show you guys how to remove them and get the tires off. So you will need to do that in order to get access. Each skid plate actually has two screws that's holding it on to the actual frame of the cleaner. So you're looking at the first one is actually once you flipped it up here on its back, it's going to be a screw facing up essentially towards the top of the cleaner. So you're going to need to remove that screw. And then there's actually another screw that goes directly into the frame here. This screw hole is only visible if you get the wheel off. So again, make it easier for you guys. These rear tires, they come off with a single screw. So go ahead, pop them both off so that way you guys can get access to the skid plate. So the skid plate is really important in making sure that the dirt and debris that this cleaner's feeding and pushing towards this main feed tube here stays away from the actual bearings and pieces on the wheel. So it is important that these do stay intact. If they are cracked, if they're broken in any way, you do want to remove these things to make sure that the cleaner gets the most efficient cleaning for your pool. So like I said, you're going to locate each of the screws. There's two on each side. All you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver. Most of the screws, I like to use a larger head screwdriver just because it makes it a lot easier in order to get these screws out. If you use a smaller one, you take the risk of stripping them out. So go ahead and remove the one that's going directly into the cleaner here in the main frame. Go ahead and pull that one out. As you guys see, it's a little small one. Now, in order to get access to this one that's facing up towards the top of the cleaner here, you want to come on the front end of this axle. So it would be towards the front end of the cleaner itself. That's the only way that you're going to be able to have this screwdriver facing up and down. If you try to come in from the other side, you guys can see it doesn't grab the screw quite as well. You're going to strip that thing out and then you're going to cause more issues down the line. So you want to make sure that you're on this side towards the front of the cleaner in order to remove these other two screws. So, oh, sorry about that. Go ahead. Again, make sure you guys are doing any repairs for these cleaners away from the pool. Don't just pull this thing out of the water and start doing it next to the pool. You guys lose any of these screws into the actual pool, it can be a very long day. So it's much easier if you guys just make sure that you guys do this on a table where you guys got plenty of room. So go ahead and finish this side out. So you guys can feel when the screws actually come loose. Sometimes as the frames separate, you guys will see that they don't just come out easily. So it is important to just kind of help push them up. So then that way you guys don't lose them when you pull everything off. So all four screws for this are exactly the same size. There is nothing different, so it does not matter which screw goes back to what. So you guys are able to just kind of set those off to the side. So once you removed all four screws, or in the case that you're only looking to replace one side, you only need to remove two. But for us, we're going to show you guys how to do both sides. It does take a little bit of work in order to make sure that you pull these off. Don't just yank them. They actually have plastic molds here on the side that feed into a part of the frame. So if it's tucked up underneath the top cover, if it's stuck here on the rear cover, just kind of wiggle them so that you don't take the chance that you're just going to snap these things off. Now, if it's already broken and they've sheared off, go ahead, do whatever you guys need to do. But in terms of installing a new one, you guys want to make sure that you're feeding these tubes back into the frame correctly. That way everything sits, and when you put all the screws in, everything lines up really good. So one good thing I really like about these specific panels is they give you directions. So it's a giant R on this side. So obviously we're dealing with the right side of the cleaner. So really, really simple to know which part you want, which we do have all of these available in the links in the description. So when you guys actually land, you guys know which one you're looking for. It's got an R on this one, and the other side obviously is going to have a left, being the left side of the cleaner. So go ahead and remove this side for you guys, let you see it. So as you can see, it's got a big L here on here. And like I said, on the other side, they both have these prongs that actually feed into this portion of the full frame of the cleaner. So go ahead, get these skid plates off, and then you're going to go ahead and take your new one and you're going to gently kind of work it back on. Again, it is directional. You can't go this way. You know, it has to go a certain way. So it's kind of hard to miss once you actually decide which side you guys have. You're gonna go ahead, feed them back on, make sure everything sits flush with the top frame and this back frame. And then when you do continue to put on the bottom frame, that everything lines up correctly. You guys know that you guys sunk these prongs in correctly into the frame and everything's good to go. So again, for today's video, we wanted to show you guys how to remove, replace, and kind of show you guys an overview on these skid plates for the rear wheel on Pentair's Racer pressure side pool cleaner. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're going to dive into the full internals of this cleaner and kind of show you guys how to do a lot more of the higher functioning parts of this cleaner. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Kyle with ePoolSupply. We'll see you next time.